Thank you for calling MPI. Your call is very important to us. Please press 1 for customer service, press 2 for accounting, press 3 for marketing, or press 0 to speak with an operator.
Please stay on the line while your call is transferred to the operator.
Hi, you've reached the MPI General Mailbox. Please leave your name, number, and a brief message, and we will be glad. Thank you for calling MPI.
Your call is being transferred. Please hold.
Hi, you've reached the MPI General Mailbox. Please leave your name, number, and a brief message, and we will be glad to return your call as soon as possible. Thank you.
At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options. To leave a callback number, press 5.
Hey, this is Doug Kenney, and I'm calling about the interview that Max Papis is scheduled with me with at this time. If you could please give me a call back whenever you have a chance. It's Doug Kenney, and it's 480-202-8809. Thank you. Bye. Yeah. It's weird. I'll just keep streaming for a little bit until it's time.
Thank you for calling MPI. Your call is very important to us. Please press 1 for customer service, press 2 for accounting, press 3 for marketing, or press 0 to speak with an operator.
Let me try something different.
Your call is being transferred. Please hold.
Afternoon, MPI.
Hey, my name is Doug Kenney, and I have an interview scheduled with Max Papis at this time.
Okay.
Is he around?
Give me just a second.
Alrighty.
Mr. Kenney?
Yes?
Hey, it's Bobby. Hold on one moment. I'll patch you through to Max.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
No problem.
Are you still there, Mr. Kenney?
Yes, I am.
Okay, here you go.
Leave me any personal message here, or for MPI and business related, call my direct number 704-966-6438. Have a good day.
At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hey, Max, this is Doug Kenney, the guy that we agreed to do an interview with. I was wondering if you could, give me a call back whenever you have a chance. It's the guy we agreed to an interview with. And I would love to chat with you about your career whenever you have a chance. Thanks. Bye. That's weird. Yeah. Hello?
Hey, Mr. Kenney, I'm so sorry. Max didn't realize because we've been out of the office, he still had his phone forwarding to the other line. So I have it now. Hold on, okay?
Alrighty, got it.
Max Papis?
Hey, Max, this is Doug Kenney, the guy that we agreed to do an interview with. How are you doing?
Absolutely, Doug. How are you doing today?
I'm doing really good. I should probably just introduce myself to tell you a little bit more about myself. I'm a social media figure on the rise in motor racing, and I'm an English major and an author.
That's great. I love to hear that.
Yeah, and I have Asperger's disorder, but it's not prevented me from achieving things in life.
Absolutely. We are all built the same.
Yeah. So I have a list of questions that hopefully you have the answer for, and they're about your racing career. So my first one is, where are you originally from?
I'm born in Italy, north side of Italy.
Ah, that's really cool. I've always wanted to go to Italy with Mount Vesuvius and all that. That's pretty cool.
Yep.
So what made you get into motor racing?
My passion for the sport. I love the competition, and I tried to pursue that from early age. but mainly my passion for the sport.
Nice. That's really awesome. What got me into it was watching the Disney film Cars years ago.
That's great. I love that.
What is driving a Formula One car like, if you ever have?
It's definitely the pinnacle of the sport. But at the same time, it could be very frustrating because the difference between cars and cars is gigantic. And at times, it feels that although you're competing against other car in the same formula, in F1, you don't feel, you almost feel that you are participating in a different championship because the difference of performance between top cars and less top cars could be sometimes astonishing.
Nice. Pretty cool, man. And how'd you get the nickname Mad Max?
Mad Max, I got it when I came to America in 1996, and through my drive that I had at Daytona in the 24-hour, where I made up 4 laps on the leader in my first ever appearance in America. And Bob Varsha, a very famous TV commentator, gave me, that nickname, and it actually, pretty, clearly represents my personality.
Nice. Pretty cool. Have you ever seen the Mad Max film series at all?
Yes, a few times.
Yeah, that's a pretty good series.
That's not really characterize exactly who I am, but I like the movies.
Alrighty. How'd you enter the Champ Car series?
I got an opportunity through Toyota in 1996 after coming to US and race with Ferrari in sports car. And that definitely has been one of the most satisfying experience in my entire career.
That's awesome. I love the Champ Car races. I love watching them on YouTube. Who were your closest friends when you raced in Champ Car?
You really don't have friends when you are competing for the same trophy, but you have acquaintance, and then this acquaintance, when you get older, become friends. And I would say that the people that now I can call friends are gentlemen like Dario Franchitti, Tony Kanaan, Paul Tracy, those kind of guys.
All right.
When you're competing against each other, you cannot call them friends. You cannot sincerely call them friends.
Yeah, and I've heard that in NASCAR as well, because NASCAR is aggressive.
in every sport.
Yeah, every sport.
Like you can be friendly outside the track, but friends are different.
Alrighty. My next one, and you don't have to answer this one if you don't wish, but my next one after that is, what was your reaction to Greg Moore's crash at Fontana?
In the immediate aftermath?
Yeah, the immediate aftermath.
Obviously, Greg is one of the guys that, I didn't mention before, but obviously is who I do consider a friend. And it was devastating, but at the same time, it's part of. We know that when you are competing at that level, you are flirting with death, and it's. I accepted it because it could have happened to me, and it is something that you deal with and you accept it as part of who you are as a person and what you do as a racer.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense. How did you get your ride with Bobby Rahal's team?
Bobby was very interested in having a young, aggressive driver, and it happened that I became available from my Toyota contract, and he offered me an opportunity that it might be the together with Ganassi in sports car, the best shot that I had in my entire career to drive a competitive car.
That's great to hear.
And although, the stats, if you look at my stats, it says 113 IndyCar races, but out of the 113 IndyCar races, 60 of them, half of it, were unfortunately when we were developing the Toyota series, the Toyota engine, so we were not able to be competitive. And, I always like to look at the stats of my performance with Rahal, and I'm really proud of that, being able to, be on the top three, one every 8 races has been, the stats are, very encouraging, and I am really pleased. I wish that I would have had more of this opportunity, but that's what God had planned for me. Yeah.
So you're religious then?
Yes, absolutely. I'm very religious. I'm Catholic, and I'm Christian, and I have utmost belief in our higher power.
Yeah, and that's what I believe too. Yeah, I'm Christian. Yeah, I'm Christian as well, and a few years back I had a spiritual rebirth that I'm proud of.
That's great. I love to hear that.
Yeah. What was your reaction to the cancellation of the kart race at Texas?
You're an employee of a team, and you do what the team tells you. I would have raced it.
Alrighty.
I would have raced it, but I'm a racer, so listening to what our doctor Terry Trammell and Steve Olby told us in aftermath, there was not enough physical capability from the body to be sustain a race like that. So I'm actually pleased I didn't race, because I know that our body would have been too much. It would have not been enough blood in the brain to make the correct decision. And but if you ask me as a racer, I would have raced it.
Alrighty.
I'm built to race.
Alrighty, makes sense.
And I like the when people ask me, say I love the practice driving around at 230, 232. It was a blast.
Oh, alrighty. So you didn't feel the G-forces at all then when you were practicing, or no?
Yeah, you felt them, tremendous, but it's part of what you deal with. The main things was like the consequences on your body on a sustained 2-hour race. That's when nobody could see, and that's where the doctor came in. And I have utmost trust in Terry Trammell and Dr. Steve Olby that they made a judgment for our health.
That's good to hear. What was it like winning in the Miller Lite IndyCar in 2000 and 2001?
Was a goal coming through. Being able, first of all, when I reflect back, being able to be chosen by Bobby Rahal as a substitute, it was a great honor. I mean, Bobby is an icon in the sport, and being able for him to choose me as the guy to fill his shoes was amazing, and was a great satisfaction. Winning these races and just being competitive in general. I felt that was my only shot, together with my championship winning at Ganassi, where I was not held back by the equipment.
Alrighty, pretty cool. I love watching it on YouTube with you winning in the Miller Lite scheme. That's pretty cool.
It was an honor, but at the same time, I felt that I deserved that opportunity. So it was a great combination.
That's great to hear. And again, you don't have to answer this next one if you don't wish, but What was your reaction when Zanardi had his crash at Germany?
It was pretty clear. I went like, is he dead? No. No issues. The guy's a badass motherfucker. He will move on.
Alrighty.
It was very clear. He was like, I remember asking my brother, is Alex dead? No. Is he gonna die? No. No issues. Legs, no legs, whatever. He's not gonna be an issue.
Alrighty. And
so I was, I knew who my friend is. And it's not defined by having a set of legs or not.
That's good to hear. And I think it's proven itself out because he's achieving so much lately,
Yeah, I mean, it's difficult for me to talk about Zanardi because he's really maybe my best friend. He's the godfather of my kids.
Yeah.
And he's someone that I know since we are 10 years old. So I cannot be impartial,
Yeah.
I know that he's a hero of mine and he's one of the person I love the most. So
that's cool. What was racing the Indy 500 like for Eddie Cheever's team?
He was a stubborn bat. I wanted to know what Indy 500 was. I never had the opportunity when was the split between kart and IndyCar to be able to go there, obviously. We were not allowed as racing in karts to participate in the Indy 500. But I wanted to know what was the greatest race on earth. And I put myself there, and I don't regret a second. I'm glad about the experience I had. And I wish that I would have been able to be out there with a Miller Lite car. It would have been a different deal.
Alrighty. That would definitely be different.
Yes. I wish I would have been out there with Tim Rahal and my Miller Lite crew, being at the top of our game in Champ Car.
Yeah.
It would have been a different deal. But it didn't happen. But I'm so pleased that I did it on my own.
Yeah. If I had to pick one of my fondest memories in motor racing, it would have to be when I met Kyle Larson last year.
That's great.
Yeah, I met him on pit road, and he was in line for the Porta-John when I met him, and that was a funny memory.
That's great. Yeah, we are all the same. We put the pants up in the same way every day.
Yeah. What was your reaction to the amazing finish at Indy between Marco and Sam Hornish?
I went, damn it. The Andretti guys, they have a love and hate affair with Indianapolis.
Yeah.
I felt for Marco. I like Marco tremendously as a person, as a kid. I know him since he's 13 years old, and that's unfortunately it is Indianapolis.
Yeah.
It is what makes Indianapolis Indianapolis. But I was like, yep. Damn
it. Yeah. I remember my grandfather watched that race, and he was an Andretti fan, and he began celebrating because he thought Marco had held him off, but then he realized what happened, and he said a similar thing.
It's the drama of the sport.
Yeah. What was racing for Team Penske like for a race or two in IndyCar?
Was an experience that I will never forget, and I'm proud to say that I had the captain calling my race, and it was a honor just to be able to be called, and those pictures. Unfortunately, we had the only engine failure that they had all year long, and that was a shame. But it didn't change. It didn't change the amazing experience I had with them. So, it's and although said I never had the opportunity to drive with him full time, now I have him as my boss in IndyCar. So things come around, goes around.
Yeah. What made you switch from IndyCar to NASCAR?
I didn't switch immediately from IndyCar to NASCAR. I went from IndyCar to sports car because unfortunately, Champ Car and IRL split, and I was one of the victim of that horrible moment where there was no team available for me to drive in an open wheel car. So I went over. I drove sports car. Really proud. I achieved a lot of goals, but I always felt that sports car was not really for me. There are a lot of things, you gotta be political. You're not all the time put in. I guess that maybe I'm too selfish to kind of share the cars with others at times. Or that's how you can put it like that, or you can put it on the fact that I'm too pure, where I am not willing to do politics in order to get what I feel that I deserve. That is, being the leader of the team. I loved sports car with Ganassi because it was a completely different atmosphere. It was like, but in general, sports car, he's just kind of, he was not really suiting my thirst of excellence. And my move to NASCAR was to explore something that was more on the individual basis, where I could count more on my own abilities. Unfortunately, it was not with the right people, except when it was not with the right people when I joined the Geico team. It was with the right opportunity when I was able to drive for Kevin Harvick or Richard Childress or Haas Racing or Stewart Haas, but it was not. If I would have known all the fact, I would have not left sports car to go and drive for the Geico team. I would have left sports car to drive for Kevin Harvick Inc. Or Richard Childress, but not for the Geico team. And in hindsight, it was a mistake.
All right.
I still enjoyed it. I didn't enjoy a lot. I didn't enjoy actually at all. Working with the Geico team at all. But that opened a lot of other opportunities, and I created friendship and relationship that are still lasting at the moment. So it's not all negative.
All righty. What was it like making your first Busch Series start at the Glen?
A dream. A dream and a nightmare at the same time.
All righty.
We went in. I started last, and I went from last. We almost didn't make the show, and I went from starting last to finish, I think 11 or something like that. And that was the best results of that team all year long. So that kind of it was a mixed feeling.
Alrighty. What was racing?
But my biggest satisfaction was when I drove at the same track for Stewart. When Tony Stewart was out of service, they called me to drive, and I really realized what I never had in a Cup car when I drove Stewart Haas car. And I kind of had a hint when I drove the RCR car in Xfinity and the Kevin Harvick incorporated car in Xfinity. I had a hint of what it meant. I knew what was driving a winning car, but that was not Cup, that was Xfinity. But when I sat in Tony Stewart car with all those group of people around, I went of course I never had a chance when I drove my Geico car.
All right.
Their main car. This is better. This is what I would change all my reference to the Geico car. I would call it. I would reference Germain Racing.
All right.
I should rephrase my characterization before. It was not the Geico car. It was Germain Racing. That was not a good experience.
Alrighty, I'll remember that. So it's called Germain Racing, not
Yes,
Geico
sir.
Racing.
Yes, Germain Racing, yes, sir. Because actually the Geico people were actually really nice.
Alrighty, got it. What was racing in the inaugural Busch race in Montreal like?
An amazing experience. My first row start, running with Kevin Harvick to the start-finish line, I will never forget.
Yeah. And what was your reaction to Robbie Gordon and Marcus Ambrose getting into it late in the race?
I don't even remember it, honestly.
Yeah, that there was all sorts of controversy surrounding the end of it, but it was a wild race. Montreal is always wild.
It's always been, I mean, in my book, that was maybe one of the best ever NASCAR, road course track for NASCAR.
I would have to agree with you on that, and I was always saying, I hope that if they do another road race, I hope it's Montreal. You know what I mean?
Yes, I agree with you.
What was driving the 66 car for Rusty Wallace like?
Another great opportunity. Like being called, I knew Rusty since my Miller Lite days, and when he asked me to go and drive his car, was a tremendous honor. I wish I would have done better for him.
Yeah. That was always a good team, in my opinion, if it just got the right opportunity. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah. What was racing in Mexico City like?
It was chaos. It was tough to get to the track, but the enthusiasm was amazing. And the people were just spectacular.
Yeah. That's another race.
Douglas, I don't want to cut you too short, but I have a meeting in about 8 minutes. So I will have to, if you have, quick question that you want to get to, I have to go in a meeting at 1:44.
Alrighty, then I'll cut to 4 more. Does that work? Just 4 more left?
Up to you. I just wanted to let you know.
Alrighty.
I didn't want to be rude.
No problem, and thanks for letting me know. So the next one I'll ask then is, how did you get your ride with Kevin Harvick Incorporated?
Knocking on the door of Kevin Harvick bus and telling him, I'm your man, put me in your car.
Alrighty. Pretty cool. And what was your reaction to leading your first lap in nationwide competition in that race?
I can do it here as well in NASCAR, even if people didn't know I could. That was my first feel.
Alrighty. And what was your reaction to the amazing finish with Boris Said?
It's something that I always debate. On the competition side, was an amazing event. On the human side, it was tough because losing by 5 inches, tough to accept. But at the same time, it was meant to be. That's what God had planned for me. So I accepted it and take it and
Nice. Good to view it that way. And what did Kevin Harvick tell you after your tremendous finish with Boris?
He was extremely sad. It was like, great job. I wish I could put you in the car more often to show you how good you are.
Alrighty. And this is the last one I'll ask so that you can get to your meeting. And what was driving for Richard Childress Racing like?
Icon. Being able to have Richard's confidence and being meeting with him, it's an experience that I will never forget in my life. And it made me a better person, better driver, and it has been, it's an honor to be able to call Richard Childress a friend.
That's great to hear, and I'm hoping to interview him one of these days for the project. That'd be really cool.
He's an icon. is an icon.
Yeah. Alrighty. Thanks for making the time for me. And
thank you so much. Sorry I had to cut you short, but I have this meeting that I need to get into. I have a call in California, so I hope you got some interesting answer.
Yeah, your information is very important, and I'll keep you updated on when the ebook comes out.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you a lot. You have a good day, Douglas.
Thank you, Max. I really appreciate it.
Cheers.
Cheers. Alrighty. Cool. That worked out well. Yep, worked out well. Now, interviews are what I want to do. Feels pretty good. I really enjoyed it.